Hi guys, it's Catherine and welcome back to my channel. I feel like the past few vlogs have been very action-packed between all the moving, decorating my new place, which I've had so much fun with, but I also feel like I haven't really taken the time to slow down and actually enjoy living in my new place. So I thought we could take a few days to do that. I do also have a few plans this weekend, which I'll talk more about, but I'm going to get up first, get ready, and make my coffee. Something about me is that I have a very unconventional way of making my coffee every morning. I always see these cute YouTubers posting like their morning vlogging routines, and I kid you not, they always have a shot of their Keurig machines making their coffee every morning. I'm too broke to have a Keurig, and I just mix it with like water, my syrup, sugar, and then put milk and do like the little foaming little thingy for the milk and pour that on top, and that's how I make my coffee. That's literally the way I've been making it for years, and I've never had a Keurig like in my entire life, so I don't really even know the difference. This is probably the way I will continue to make my coffee. I don't think that situation will change anytime soon. I was also just working on my grad application because I'm going back to school, which is something I've talked about on my channel if you've been here in the past. But tell me why applications are probably my least favorite thing to work on, just for like how much information you actually have to input, and all for a program that you may or may not even get into. And it just like has caused me an unnecessary amount of stress and anxiety for absolutely no reason. Anyways, fingers crossed that I get in, because I would not want this to all be for nothing. Most likely I'm gonna find out probably in like October, November-ish. So I'm still gonna be like vlogging full time this fall. In the spring, that might get a little iffy. I don't know how much time I'll have. But I'm still very like dedicated to my YouTube, so I'll have to like find the time and figure out how to schedule all of that, which is not gonna make my life any easier, but it will make it fun. So I also finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder last night. I was on the last episode, so I wrapped that up, and it was probably one of the best book to movie adaptations I've ever watched. Like, I haven't gotten that feeling since I watched the Daisy Jones and the Six adaptation. Like, it was the same feeling. I just feel like everyone knows when it's gonna be a good show or a good movie. And if you know, you know. Like, if you're a reader, you just have like this intuitive feeling whenever a book is going to be a good movie adaptation and when they actually do it the right way. And this was one of those times. Like, I was actually really invested from the very beginning. I will be completely transparent. I haven't read the books, but I do have them. But I actually also really liked that I didn't read the books before watching this, because I was absolutely held in suspense the entire time, since I didn't know who was going to be like the murderer and who was going to be like the villain of the plot. And so I actually had no idea, which I probably would have preferred going into this having no idea than actually knowing what happened. And so if you haven't read the books, I really recommend that you wait and watch this first, because you just like objectively can see how well it's done, and the chemistry between the characters, the relationships, the way the plot unfolds just keeps you in suspense every single moment of every single episode. This, hands down, was probably one of my favorite shows of the entire year. If you haven't watched it, please watch it, because I need people to talk about this with for sure. Speaking of book to movie adaptations, I also got tickets to see It Ends With Us tonight, which I read the book. Did I like the book? No. But am I still gonna go see the movie? Yes, because I just feel like it's my responsibility as a book girly and as a booktuber to give you an honest review of my thoughts and opinions on this. I will say from the very beginning, I haven't been the biggest fan of this book. I just never have really been the biggest fan of Colleen Hoover books, probably except for Verity. I don't know. Just all the men in them are problematic. I really don't like her books for the most part. but I feel like I should go see this. I have seen reviews from other people who have said it's been good, but also I've also tried to avoid these things on TikTok because I haven't really wanted to spoil it for myself. But I've also seen things that have said that there are key parts of like the book that has been left out, in particular in relation to the romantic aspects of the book. Which I'm not excited for that because I feel like those are key details that really do need to be in the book to movie adaptation, and also those are really easy details to put in a movie. So I have mixed reactions about going to see this. I'm really trying to not go in with any expectations, but even just like based on the little stuff I've seen on social media already, I can't say that I'm really that excited. I also feel like there's just been an insane amount of marketing for this movie in the past few months. Like, it's been all over my social media, not just like the couple weeks before the movie has come out, but like months before it's come out, which makes me think that maybe they're overcompensating for how bad this movie actually is. The other option is maybe they actually think they made a really, really great movie and just want people to come see it. But I do think that the former is more likely to be true. But I'll let you actually know my real and genuine honest thoughts on this once I go see it tonight. I also feel like I woke up to an insane amount of trailer drops this morning, like just like one after the other, to the point where my brain was on overload and I was like, what is happening today? First, I saw Disney release the Snow White trailer with Rachel Zegler. It's like a live action one, which I'm actually really excited about. I don't know why everyone hates her. I actually love her. I've always loved her. And so I'm really excited for her to be the lead in that. Also Moana 2, there was another trailer came out, and Percy Jackson season 2. I'm really excited for Percy Jackson. Also, when they put his voice in it, Walker Scobell's voice, it is so much deeper than it was in season 1. And I feel like we're getting like the Harry Potter experience right now, where he went through puberty and now he has like a deeper voice. He has like a more mature look, which is exactly what I wanted to see happen in these books. So I'm really excited about that. Also Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite like Disney movies of all time, and now there's gonna be like a live action Lilo and Stitch, so I cannot wait for that personally. But just like the amount of trailer drops this morning was actually crazy. I did not anticipate all of that. So I'm about to get dressed for the day, which is very late. It's actually already 2 p.m, which is crazy. I've been at home the entire day. I kind of want to pick out like a Lily Bloom inspired outfit to wear to the movie tonight. Actually though, before I do that, I want to show you a haul of everything I just got at Hollister, because dare I say, this might be my favorite collection that they've ever dropped. I got this whole big bag of stuff at Hollister. I walked into the store and immediately wanted to buy the whole store because everything was so cute. The collection they dropped is kind of like coastal summer vibes, but also transitional fall vibes, which I love because I feel like all the clothing was like really versatile. So I can wear like all this stuff now, but I can also wear stuff in the fall. I ended up getting 2 pairs of pants and then a sweater kind of shirt and just a regular shirt. My vision, like picking these items out, was to have kind of 2 different outfits. The first item is this pair of white pants. They're very just like plain, simple. I feel like they're gonna get washed out in the camera, but they have like this drawstring at the top so you can adjust them, and I just love how much of like a staple piece this is. I feel like this is something that I didn't have in my closet, and if you know anything about my kind of wardrobe, I am very into like the coastal aesthetic, which I feel like this definitely is. I also love that you can wear these in between the seasons too, because I can totally see myself wearing these at the beach with like my flip-flops and just like as a swimsuit cover up kind of, but then I also see myself wearing these in the fall with my Uggs out on my morning walks or something like that. Like, I think there's so many ways that you can style these and make outfits out of them. The top I got that kind of goes with those pants is just a very like plain short sleeve top, but tell me this isn't the cutest thing you've ever seen. Like the little teddy bear, it says New York, USA. I just think it's the cutest thing ever, even though it's like really plain. And obviously it's navy, which goes with my aesthetic, and I feel like it goes with these pants perfectly. I can also see myself like wearing this outfit as like a lounging outfit, but also it's perfect for going outside. So either way, so that's kind of the first outfit I was envisioning. The second starts with this pair of pants, and it's more so like a set of pajama pants. I have been wanting something like this for the longest time. It's just a very like simple basic striped white and blue pajama pants, and they're adjustable too, like they stretch a lot, which I love. They're so comfy. I tried them on in the store and it felt like I wasn't wearing anything, which might be a TMI, but I love them so much. I also see myself wearing these on my morning walks outside with my Uggs during the fall. The great thing about these though is I also see myself using them now, because even though they're long pants, they're not shorts, the material is very like lightweight. Like you don't even really feel it. It's so comfy. I don't know if you can tell by that. It kind of looks like linen, so it doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything at all. And then the second shirt, this is a sweater shirt that I got that I don't know how well it's gonna pair with the pants, but I still feel like with all of this I can mix and match really easily. The second and last thing that I got was this sweatshirt, and it also has a teddy bear on it. It has like a little blue bow, and I just thought it was the cutest thing in the world. I was like trying to decide between this one and the blue shirt with the teddy bear, because they both have like the same thing, but I was like, I literally cannot decide, so I have to get them both, obviously. But look how cute this is. It's so adorable. It's so warm and so cozy, and now I can't wait for like the colder months to come, because I am ready. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for pumpkin spice season. I am craving it so bad. So this was all the clothes I got. I wanted to do a quick close-up just so you could actually like see everything, but I feel like you can tell what my logic was behind selecting these. Like they go with my wardrobe, they go with anything that I already have. They're easily able to like mix and match with each other and any of the other stuff that I have. And yeah, I'm just like really excited. Like this makes me really happy for fall to come, and it cannot come quick enough. So I think these are the options for the movie. I have like two tops to choose from. This is a tank, this is a tube top. I'm gonna wear this pair of like white plain shorts. And then this is kind of a shawl, but it's very lily bloom, I feel like, with all the pink and the flowers. So that's gonna go on top of whatever shirt I wear. This is very outside of my comfort zone though. Okay, wait. I actually paired the tube top and the shawl with this pair of white pants that I just got. And I think I low-key like this better, because the thought of wearing shorts in a cold dark theater, not the most appealing. I kind of want to be comfortable. So I think this is the final outfit. Final outfit check for the movie. I'm about to leave. Hi guys, it's the morning of the next day. I just got up and showered, so my hair is wet. Ignore that. But I did go to see the movie last night, which I want to give you my review of. But today is basically going to be my self-care / reset day, because I start the work week up back tomorrow, and today is Sunday. So I'm going to do a face mask. That's how I'm going to start my day. And then also do my makeup as I'm talking to you about this. I do have a couple bones to pick about the marketing for this movie though, even more than I've already talked about, which you guys already know. I think I've been pretty vocal about how much I've disliked it, how my feelings were that they were overcompensating for how bad the movie was, and I think a lot of my suspicions were right when it came to it. I wasn't very thrilled with the movie. Overall, my impression was that it wasn't like the worst book-to-movie adaptation that I've ever seen, but there was also so much that could have been better, and things that I don't think should have been changed, should have been left out. Like there were key scenes that were not in the movie that I'm not really happy about. But there are two pieces of book talk drama that recently have come to light and stirred up a lot of controversy, even in the past day or so, so I feel like we should talk about that first. The first of which relates back to a promotional video that came out. It was from the official It Ends With Us page, which of course we kind of have to take with a grain of salt already, but this promotional video came out. It was an event that featured a number of booktubers who were invited to go to this event, also to an early screening of the movie. The event took place at Lily's flower shop, and so it was like a flower bouquet arranging event kind of thing where they put together their own flower bouquets. And so this whole video came out featuring many well-known established booktubers in the bookish world, which is not a problem in itself. Like, I would think that they would include booktubers in all of this, because I think booktubers and bookish, fans have been a big part of this movie, and the making of the movie just in general. The problem that has stirred up a lot of controversy though with this video is that a lot of these booktubers have been very vocal, openly vocal about how much they have disliked the book and just how problematic the storyline is. Now all of a sudden you're seeing all these booktubers like give a raving positive review of the movie. There's obviously something off about that. Obviously they're being financially compensated to do this. And you kind of have to take my review with a grain of salt here because you know these people are being financially compensated. If you offered me the opportunity to fly to wherever this event took place, got to be on camera, got to be part of this thing, got an early screening for the movie, and was financially compensated, like say you got like $1,000 to be in this one little video, 30-second TikTok video, 100% I would say whatever they would tell me to say to get this opportunity. But also, obviously, that's a very problematic part of social media. And there's not many things that I don't love about social media because I'm part of that group. But also, this is something that I really see a problem with. And obviously, this has caused a lot of controversy in the bookish world. People are really calling them out for this because not even 2 to 3 years ago, these booktubers were like actively advocating against this book and its message. Now all of a sudden they're part of like this promo that kind of just seemingly came out of nowhere. There's one booktuber in particular, I'm not going to name names because I don't even think this is an issue specific to like any booktubers. I think it's just a general social media issue. But she posted this promo video on her page. I was looking at the comments on the video and they were just like saying that, you know, obviously get your bag, girl, but we know that you didn't like this movie. I think what did make me mad about the comments though is that this booktuber posted one comment in response, and the comment said something along the lines of, oh, the movie made me love the book more. It's just the continual like denial of what you've said in the past and what you've stood up for and stood against that I just feel like is really, really problematic in the bookish world. It just really makes me think of how much the world of social media and booktube has changed over the past like course of 20 years, because I think back to like the OG booktuber years, early 2000s, 2010s, and I'm like, it used to be enough to just get paid and you would be able to just give like your straightforward, honest opinion. And now it's like, unless you give a positive review of like this product or movie or book, you're basically not going to be offered the same opportunities as an influencer, which I feel like goes against the whole point of influencing. Like, you would want to pick products or movies that you're actually passionate about and actually want people to buy or invest into. I think what does make me really upset about the situation though is that I know wholeheartedly that there are people who put these booktubers on a pedestal, because I used to be one of those people. And if there's a booktuber who says, oh yeah, I went to go see this movie, or I read this book and you should definitely buy it or go watch this movie because it was amazing, I wholeheartedly know for sure that there are people who are going to go buy a ticket because this one person said that this product or movie or book was really good and that they should do it. And I think that's the thing that makes me the most upset, because I know better than to buy into everything that gets put on social media and posted by these people. But not everyone does, and when you have an audience of like young bookish girls who are very vulnerable to that, I think that creates a really like big problem in social media. So that's my first bone to pick with this promotion stuff that has been going on. Obviously this again was from like the official It Ends With Us page and movie. So of course all that there's going to be coming from them is this positive feedback and positive reviews. The second bone that I have to pick about the promotional aspect of this movie though relates to the director, main producer guy who also plays Ryle in the movie. His name is Justin Baldoni, and he was like the main person who was supposedly producing this movie. There has been rumors going around that he's been feuding with Blake Lively slash Ryan Reynolds, who's kind of been involved now with the promotion, and also the person who plays young Lily, because the way that they've been promoting the movie has had very different approaches, and that has sparked a lot of like mixed feelings about, you know, what the movie is about, the messaging that they're putting out there. So let's talk about that. Obviously, these again are just rumors, so take that as you will. The rumors have been saying how Justin has had a very different approach to Blake Lively and young Lily in promoting this movie. They've talked about the way that Justin has just been a lot more respectful in his approach to how he's talking about the movie and kind of like pitching it as a movie that is bringing awareness to domestic violence, with its audience being like young girls and women who may be experiencing this, maybe like inspiring them to get help, get out of like these bad situations that they may be in. And what's crazy though is like you look at the interviews and the things that he said, comments that he's given during interviews, there has been just such a starkly different comparison between the way Justin has talked about it in interviews compared to what we've seen from young Lily and Blake, who have marketed it essentially as like a cute, fun rom-com romance movie, which obviously we know that these topics in the movie are very, very heavy and should not be taken that lightly. And so it seems like there's a lot of like disconnect in the way that they're talking about the movie. People are also saying that at the many premiere events that they've been doing, Justin has always been seen completely separate and kind of keeping his distance away from Blake. There was also an interview that Justin gave with someone where he was asked if he would be directing the sequel to It Ends With Us, which is called It Starts With Us. His response was that he thought Blake Lively was ready to direct, and people are taking that to insinuate that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds kind of hijacked the production of this movie, and because they had a better relationship with the author, Colleen Hoover, it kind of got made more in her image than his image, and he basically kind of got shut out of the whole thing. How true that is, obviously we don't know, but that's kind of what the speculation has been. I will say though, I have seen interviews of Blake and young Lily actually saying that this is a like cute, fun romance, which everyone who has read this book knows that it's not. So I'm kind of in Justin's side on the drama. I really think that this needs to be taken seriously and not as lightly as it is being put out there as. Now to get into my actual review of the movie, I actually wrote notes on my phone because I just had like too much feedback and I was like, I'm not going to remember all this tomorrow. So if I look down, that means I'm looking at my notes app on my phone. But like I had said, it wasn't the worst book to movie adaptation I've ever seen. Did it rise to the level of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder or like Daisy Jones and the Six? No, not even in the same category. It was kind of a meh movie. It's not something that I see myself like being a memorable movie to where I'm gonna remember I even watched it in the next year. So that's kind of where I'm at, kind of post watching it. There was some parts I liked about the movie that I'll talk about. The first being Justin Baldoni's acting, because he was so good. I think he played his part very well. I was actually very hesitant when he got casted as Ryle because I had no idea who this guy was. I'd never seen him in anything before. If I had, I didn't remember. And so I was kind of on the fence about him casting himself as Ryle and also being the producer of the movie itself. But I am glad to say that I was sorely proven wrong because I actually thought that he was the perfect casting choice. The rest of the cast, not so much, but that is a topic that I'll talk about in a minute. But himself, he was really great. I feel like he played the part very well. Something that I liked in the movie, though, that I didn't feel like I got from the book is that I feel like the movie humanized him a lot more than the book did, because in the book he's kind of just seen as like this evil abuser, and although I think Colleen tries to humanize him, it's really hard when you're reading a character to kind of envision him as a human being, and that's something that I did get from Justin and his acting skills in the movie. I feel like he really did play him as just a guy who was trying to do his best, but obviously had issues, obviously had past trauma that he hadn't dealt with, and that just manifested in him being the abuser in this particular relationship, and never having healed from that, just seeing how like that affected him. So I did really like that aspect of the movie. I feel like they did a really good job of showing that. However, I will say that with that, I do feel like Atlas and Lily's relationship did not get as developed as the one she had with Ryle as a result of that. Like, Ryle did an insanely good job of also being in the romance with Blake Lively. I think Ryle made that romance come to life because I think he was the one who brought the chemistry and not Blake, which I didn't expect to be saying right now, but that is just honestly how I felt. I really think he brought like the emotion and the personality behind the character, whereas Blake Lively's felt very forced. Never for 1 second in the entire movie did I feel like Blake Lively was Lily Bloom. Like, I just saw Blake Lively, and I think this was something that got brought up when the movie was being made, that Blake Lively wasn't the right casting choice to play Lily Bloom, and I think this movie just affirmed it. As bad as this sounds, I also think that she was just way too old to play who was meant to be a young character, and I really think the decision to age the characters forward was not meant to bring us into like the 22nd century story that they, you know, claim to be kind of promoting. I think it was meant to basically justify Blake Lively as a casting choice, which I think was a really poor casting choice. I also would have picked someone different for young Lily. I do think she did a really good job and she does look like Blake, but again, that does go back to like Blake not feeling like Lily, and so I think there's some problems with that. I will say though, her acting was really good. I think she's definitely an up-and-coming actress. I think her chemistry with young Atlas was really good. Did that translate into them being adults and like refining their relationship and redefining that? Not in the slightest, and I think that was my problem with Atlas in this movie. I feel like him as an adult had no emotional connection to Lily. It was really hard to see their chemistry. I don't really feel like there was a lot of it. It also felt like there were scenes that were filmed between Blake and Atlas that maybe later on ended up getting cut out because we barely saw Atlas in this movie, and maybe that's because we're supposed to see more of him in It Starts With Us, but I really would have liked them to develop that relationship more because here they are, these 16-year-old teenagers who have not seen each other probably for like 15 to 20 plus years. They can't all of a sudden still be in love with each other without actually like knowing who they are now as people, and I think that that was something that wasn't really explored. You also only understand this if you read the book, but the letters to Ellen, a big part of the plot in the book was that Lily loved watching the Ellen DeGeneres show. She would watch it with Atlas because it was like she was like a symbol of hope that Lily looked up to, and a quote that Atlas tells Lily is from that show because Ellen plays Dory in Finding Nemo, and the quote that Alice would say to Lily is just keep swimming. The very ending words of the movie should have been, "You can stop swimming now, Lily, you've reached the shore." That's literally how it ends in the book, and I am very upset that they took that out because it was completely unnecessary for them to even change that part. Definitely should have been in it. I get that people thought it was a cringy part, but to me it was part of the story, and so that's my opinion on that. Also, they changed the name of the restaurant that Atlas owns in the book. In the movie, they changed it to Roots, when in the book it's called Bibs, which stands for Better in Boston. But there were just all these little details that got left out, which I feel like really should have been given more attention. There was also no resources for domestic violence at the end of the movie, which people are so upset about, understandably. Like, you cannot market this as a DV awareness movie without having DV awareness resources. There was also another part that got left out. In particular, those were the scenes where Lily is supposed to meet Atlas's friends, who are also a really big reason for her leaving an abusive relationship, because they create this kind of like found family aspect that we see in the book of like her finding people that support her, that are really nice, that give her like an example of what men should be and how they should treat women. And I absolutely hated that that was left out, because if you guys know anything about me, you know that found family is absolutely one of my favorite tropes in books because of the support that it creates for the main characters and just all the characters involved in a movie. Anyways, that's my review of the movie. This is my makeup for today. I'm not gonna change. I'm literally in the comfiest like casual fit that you could possibly imagine because I'm not leaving my house, so there's no reason for me to change. Like I said, today is gonna be my reset day because I do not want to like do anything super crazy the day before I go back to work. So this is my plan, is to just hang out at home. Yeah, I don't really even think I'm leaving my house. My plan though is to work on a paint by numbers that I picked up at Michael's yesterday. It's this one because I would like to paint something to hang in my living room that goes with the theme in there. So I picked up this paint by numbers of a lighthouse. I have been really into paint by numbers lately. It's definitely become my new favorite hobby. I love that you don't even have to really like try that much and it comes out so nice. So that's basically my plan for today. I'm gonna sit on my patio, drink my coffee, and work on this. Hey guys, it's later in the day. I painted for a couple hours. I'm not going to show you my progress though because it's not really a lot, but I did wrap that up for the day. Now I think I'm just going to chill for the rest of the afternoon. I really don't want to do anything else, so I'm going to wrap up this vlog, but I had a really fun time filming this weekend. I feel like this is what I needed. I needed to romanticize my life for a few days. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'll link all my socials down below as always, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!